Good Friday evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing okay this week. Why am I sitting at this tiny little chair? Don't bump the camera. Please, please, everybody stay back. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing here. Two pieces of slot car news this Friday evening. We're going to start off with the NSR 91710. Going to drop the photos in here of the car that were shown on the NSR factory page on Facebook. I mean, the mold sure looks good. The rapid prototype sure looks good. And there were a couple liveries shown of the car that looks like they're planning to do. 91710, that should be a good one. I mean, there's only been, I guess, just the Fly car done? Yeah, maybe. It's the only one I can think of. Yeah, so, I don't know. Sounds like a good idea to me. And no word on the release yet. We'll be watching the Facebook page for that. The second one is the Slot It 86C. It's part number CA41c. That's going to be coming, I believe, to the U.S. by mid-October, maybe beginning of October. They haven't said yet. Slot It hasn't released the cars yet. They haven't gotten the cars yet from the Orient, so I'm thinking that they're going to arrive imminently to their distribution center there, and or their fulfillment center, whatever you want to call it, in China, and then get that off to the U.S. market and the rest of the world too. I do want to talk today. This brought up something, the part numbers for Slot It. Some of them are what you think of as like a smart part number. What do I mean by that? So, CA41 is the Toyota 86C. It's going to be all of them. A is, and then so CA41, and then the letter, the letter after the last number will be the release of each car. Obviously, so A is going to be the first one, B is the second one, this one is C. So this one is this Toyota. It's a black, yellow, and white car from Le Mans, 1986. This car is, and it is a Group C car for all of those out there looking for another Group C car. Yes, it's a Group C car. This is the third liveried car out of that series of molds, out of the Toyota 86C series of molds. It's different from the 88 slightly, and so that's how you know. Just keep it straight in your own mind. If you count up what the letters are behind the last number for car releases, that's how you know how many have been done before, if you're a collector or if you're just interested. And then the letter Z at the end of the part number, if it's a Z car, if you just see the part number, then you know that that is an unpainted kit car. So just a little bit of handy information there for you. I don't really have too much other news to talk about today. I was talking to Harry this morning, and he brought up Harry Wise of Home Racing World. He brought up a good point about two companies, about Skelectric and Carrera. The longest used molds that either company has that they still have in use are American molds. Think about that for a second. So Carrera's oldest molds that I believe are still currently in use are the stock cars. The stock cars were all, I think, started at the same time in the early 2000s, and those molds are still in use. I mean, how awesome is that? And then you look at Skelectric, and they're absolutely their oldest molds, and frankly, their best-selling ones here in the U.S. are all the Trans Am molds. The Camaro, the Mustang, I mean, the Javelin is newer, and the Challenger is newer, and the Cougar is newer. But the Camaro and the Mustang, I mean, those have been around since the early 2000s as well. So, you know, it says a lot about the American market that the oldest molds for the two, you know, big slot car companies now, the two major homestead companies, are U.S. molds. I don't know. It's just an interesting observation that Harry and I were talking about today when we were talking on the phone earlier. Thanks for everybody stopping by. I will include in this, under the video, you'll see a link for it. I did there's a little bit of shameless self-promotion. I did a merch store with with a logo and a photo of a Slot It F40 from years ago. It's the kit with a logo on it, and there's t-shirts there and coffee mugs and notepad. So if you wanted to support the channel directly, that's a super way of doing it. And thanks for stopping by, and see you all again soon.